Hey, Waylon, this is Doug. Nancy says you like knowing how things work, so I sent this along with her for you. This is the insides of a real clock from about 150 years ago. And this clock runs and tells time, and it strikes on the hour, and it also has an alarm to it. So I'm going to explain those things to you here real quick, and we can talk more live if this doesn't all make sense. So with the clock is a pendulum that goes right on here. Also have a key. And the key, well, there are two sets of gears here. These gears over here are what make the hands go around. And these gears over on this side are what make it strike the hour. And then this down here we'll talk about later. That's the alarm. All right, so first thing you have to do, every day it has to be wound up. It'll run most of a day on a winding. And it'll probably take 8 or 10 turns over here to get it wound up on that side. And then we're also going to wind up the strike a little bit here. And you'll watch that go here in just a minute, so bear with me. I'll do a few turns there. So get it going just like that other clock you have. You start the pendulum going. And there you have it. So this clock strikes on the hour, and right now the hands are going to go around to 5 o'clock. And it struck 10. That's wrong, so I'm going to lift that little lever up and make it strike 11. And then 12. What we're going to do is get it so that it's striking what the hands say, okay? So there's 12. See how it counted the 12 notches in that wheel right there? Well, now it's going to strike 1. And finally, you can do that anytime to make it strike. And so now it says 5 o'clock, it struck 5 o'clock, and when I move the hands around to 6, there's that little warning before, and then now, honestly, if you don't want to go through all that striking, you can also move this hand very carefully to whatever it just struck, but I'm going to suggest you not do that because sometimes it works loose. So for now, let's just do it the way I showed you. Anyway, to make it tell time better, you can slide the pendulum up or down on this rod. You loosen this screw right here in front, and then you can slide this piece up or down. And the longer the pendulum is, the slower it runs. The shorter it is, the faster it's going to run. All right, so that's running and striking. Last but not least, there is an alarm, and it consists of this little brass wheel right here, this wire that goes down and connects to this down here. So to make the alarm work, and I got to warn you, you don't want to wind this up unless you really mean it because it'll wake the dead. We'll give it a couple turns here. And the way this works is that this wheel right here rotates along with the hour hand. And if you look, there's a number, if you know your Roman numerals, that's XII right there, which is the number 12. There's 12, 1, 2, 3. See going around? So right now, if I wanted it to strike 3 hours from now, I would turn the number 3 straight up to the top. The number 3 is right there. And that wheel is going to rotate over the next 3 hours with the hour hand, and so when it gets around to where the number 12 comes straight up, are you ready for this? And once it gets going, there's no way to stop it. It just runs until it runs down on the alarm. We're going to make that stop for now. Anyway, I think that's what you need to know. You'll see on the back of the clock here, if you want to know a little bit of the history, It was made by a company called Welch Spring and Company. If you look down underneath behind that big iron bell, you'll be able to see that name. And there's also, if you look real carefully, right in there, you can see a patent date of 1870. So something in this works was patented in 1870. Might be this escapement up here with kind of unusual teeth on it. Anyway, I wrote over here the company was in business from 1868 to 1884, and so that's the Welch Spring Company. They were a very good clockmaker 150 years ago. And let's face it, the clock's still around 150 years later, so that says something. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. If you have questions, we can talk live, or you can send me questions, whatever, through Nancy. Hope you guys are having fun, and we'll talk soon. Bye.